Hello everyone. In this video I will be talking about UK Transit Visa. This will be a step-by-step guide how to fill UK Direct Airside Transit Visa. If you are traveling through UK, you may need this visa. Let us begin. The first thing that you will need to do is that you will need to type UK Transit Visa on Google and then click on this link. You can read it and then you can click on apply. Click on apply now. Select the language. Click on next. So at this step, you will need to provide the location where you want to provide your biometrics. Biometrics is simply your fingerprints, and they'll take your fingerprints and facial photograph. I will be providing India, since that is my location. You can provide accordingly, and we will click on next. Now this is asking you to check if visa application center is available at your location or not. My location is India. I'll check if visa application center is available in India or not. So you can click on this link and you can scroll down and you can see the list of countries that they have visa application center in. India is one of those countries. I'll click on India. It will further tell me the list of cities in India that has visa application center. These are the list of cities in India that has visa application center and VFS office. So I will look at my own city. For example, my city is Kolkata. So I will click on Kolkata and it will provide me the address for VFS in Kolkata. Now I'll go back to my application. Now that I have identified that I can provide biometrics at my location, I will click on this and then I will click on next. If you want to read, you can read all these. Scroll down and click on start now. Now at this step you will need to provide your email address and you need to create a password and confirm it. Save and continue. Now this is asking you, can you be contacted on this email or does this belong to you? Yes, it belongs to me. Save and continue. If you want to give any additional email address, you can select yes and you can give the details. If you don't have any additional email address, then you can select no and continue. Now we will be giving our telephone number. So if you are not, if you don't have a UK telephone number, and you should give your country code also. For example, for India, it is +91. I use this telephone number when I am outside of UK. However, even when I will be on the airport during transit, this number will still be active. So it will be active while in UK also. This is my mobile telephone number. Save and continue. I don't have any other telephone numbers. Save and continue. If you want to give any additional telephone number, you could have clicked on yes and you could have given the details. I can be contacted by call or text messages. If you want to be contacted only by call, you should click on this one and provide the reason why they shouldn't contact you by text messages. And if you want only to be contacted by text messages, click on this link and provide details why you can't be contacted by call. I will prefer both call and text messages. Save and continue. Now we need to give our name. So I'll give my own name. I'll give my surname. The family name is surname. So I am, for the purpose of this video, assume my name is Dan Smith. And you should give your own name and your own surname. Save and continue. I don't have any other name. Like I have never changed my name. So if any of you have changed your name, you should give your previous name also. Click on yes and give details. For example, some women do change their name after marriage, so they can give their previous name. Click on yes and give details. Save and continue. I'm a male, you can select accordingly. I'm single, you can select accordingly. You can see the list of like if you're married, if you're unmarried, separated. Save and continue. And now this is asking me for my address, so I will be giving my home address. I live in Kolkata. I am from West Bengal. My postal code is this, and I am from India. So your details should belong to you. This is my correspondence address also. So if it is same for you, you can tightly select yes. If you want to give a different address where you want them to contact you, so you can select no, and then you will have to give that address. They will ask you for the details. Save and continue. Now the address that I have mentioned, it is asking me how long I have been living at that address. Let's assume that I was born at that place, therefore I was living at that place since 28 years. And let's assume that I own the place. If you own the place, you can select I own it. If you're renting something, say for last 2 years, you can select you have been living at that address for 2 years, and then you can select I rent it. However, if you are living with your family, your parents or relatives or friends, you can select other. And if you select other, they will ask you details about your living situation. For example, assume that you are living at your ancestral property with your relatives. So you can give details like I'm living with my family at my ancestral property. I will be selecting I own it. Save and continue. Here we will be giving our passport details. This is my passport number. It was issued in Kolkata. For some of you, it could be country of issue, depending on which country you are from. For me, it is place of issue. So I'm giving Kolkata. This will be mentioned in your passport. You should give your own information. My passport issue date is 1st 2020. My passport expiry date is 1/1/2030. I will save and continue. Now this is asking you, do you have a valid national identity card? So depending on your country, you may have a national identity card. So I have, like for Indians, we have our Aadhaar card. So I'll click select yes. But if we look at the details below, it is very similar to passport details: expiry date, issue date, issuing authority. So I believe we can give our passport information as well, because it is also a valid ID. I will be giving my passport information. Once completed, we'll continue. Now this is asking me my country of nationality. I'm an Indian. I'll select India. I was born in India. I'll select India. You should select accordingly. I was born in Kolkata, which is my city. So you should give your own city name. I was born on 1st, say Jan 1994. You should give your own date of birth. This is first is day, second is month, and then year. Continue. Now this question is asking you, do you have any other nationalities other than the one that we mentioned in the previous step? So I don't have any other nationality. I am an Indian, so I'm selecting no. If you have dual citizenship or nationality, you can select yes and give details. I will be selecting no. Continue. I am employed. I'm therefore selecting my employment status as employed. But if you select employed, you will have to give your employer details. And similarly, you can look into other, like if you're unemployed, you can select unemployed, self-employed, student, or retired. I will be selecting employed. Continue. I work at, let's assume, ABC Co, which is my employer's name. My employer address, let's assume, is this. It is in Kolkata. The state is West Bengal, and the code is this. You should give your own details, your own employer's details, and it is in India. And give your employer's telephone number. This is asking you when you started working for that employer. Let's assume I started working in March 2019. So I'll give March 2019. Continue. Now at this step, it is asking you about your job title, job description, and your monthly salary. So my job title, let's assume, is senior consultant. My monthly salary, let's assume in my local currency, is 50,000. This GBP is basically pound, and INR is Indian National Rupees. So for me, it is showing INR. If you are applying from any other country, it can show you different for you. My job description is I am a consultant and I help client solve complex problems. So briefly describe what your job duties are, and yes, we can continue from here. Now this is asking me if I have any other source of income or not. So if I click on other regular income, and if suppose I get income from investment every month, which is regular in nature, so I'll click on investment, and then I'll need to give how much I earn from it in a year. So but I don't have any income, so I will not click on this other regular income. And but I have savings, so I will click on savings, and then I will give details of how much savings I have. It is asking me in pounds, so if suppose I have 5 lakhs in Indian currency, I will convert it in pounds and I'll type it here. Let's assume I have 5,000 pounds as savings. If you don't have any savings, click on this last one and continue. It is asking me my cost of visit. Since I am traveling to London just for transit purpose, and I won't be staying in London for long, I will be just there for my layover, like which will be for, let's assume, 3 hours. So I will be at the London airport for 3 hours, and at most I will buy something at the airport. So that won't cost me, I believe, more than $100. So let's assume my expenses $100 for my trip to UK, which will be again for 3 hours at airport. Continue. Now this is asking you how much do you spend each month. So let's assume that my monthly expenditure is 25,000. Continue. This is asking you that is anybody paying for your visit. So nobody is paying for my visit. Save and continue. Now this is asking you when you plan to arrive in the UK. So let's assume that I plan to arrive in April 2023. You can give a tentative date when you plan to arrive in UK, and obviously this will be tentative because depending on your visa, you can decide which day you want to travel. And I plan to leave UK on the same day because I will be there just for 3 hours layover, and I will just be passing through UK. So I will be there for few hours only. So I will leave on the same day. Continue. This is asking you if they want to talk to you about your application, what language would you prefer. So I will prefer English. If you prefer any other language, you can click on other and you can mention that language. Save and continue. Now this is asking you for your reason of visit. So I will be transiting through UK. So that is my reason. You can give your own reason, but since this video we are talking about direct airside transit visa, so you should select transit through the UK. Save and continue. Now this is asking me reason for my transit visit, and I have three options. So according to your own situation, you should select three of these. But before I select any of these, let me briefly discuss what is border control. So the first one, if you are stepping out of through the UK border control, which means you are either leaving the airport or you are collecting your luggage or your connecting flight is after 24 hours. So if these three conditions exist, you are passing through border control. So in that case, you can select the first one, and then you may have to apply for visitor in transit visa. So direct airside transit visa is not applicable in this case. This is for visitor in transit visa. But if your flight is from the same airport, if you are not even collecting your luggage and it is within 24 hours, you can select the second one, which is for direct airside transit visa. You can contact your airlines for more details. Since my layover is just 3 hours from the same airport and it is a connecting flight, I will be selecting the second one. Save and continue. I will be arriving at Heathrow Airport, which is in London, and this is my assume the flight number. Save and continue. I will be departing from the same airport since it is direct airside transit visa, and my flight number is this. Save and continue. Let us assume that I am passing through UK to reach Cayman Island. That is my ultimate destination. So I'm traveling to Cayman Island. Now let us assume that I'm traveling to Cayman Island for work related purpose. So tourism business, no. So I'm traveling there for work. If you are traveling for tourism, you can select tourism and you can give why are you traveling through UK and other details. But since I'm traveling for work, I will be selecting other. I will describe my details of my visit, which is work, and why I'm traveling through UK. Because I'm traveling through UK because there are no direct flights from, you can write there are no direct flights from India to Cayman Island, or you can write something like it is the most efficient route to Cayman Island. If you are traveling to Cayman Island, then you must be having some valid visa or work permit. So if you have a valid visa, if you have a valid work permit, you can select yes and give details of your visa or work permit and mention the date of issue for your visa. So let us assume it was issued on 12th December 2022. You cannot give a date in this one like a prospective date in future. Your date should be in past. The visa was issued in Cayman Island, Georgetown. Continue. No, I will not be traveling back to UK following my visit to another country. If you will be traveling back to UK, then you should select yes and give details of when and which airport and all those details. For me, it is no. Continue. Nobody is financially dependent on me. If anybody is dependent on you, you should select yes and give details. Continue. It is asking me detail about my parents. So I'll give my mother detail. Let's assume her name is Mariam. Her surname is S. Date of birth is 1st Jan 1974. You should give your own parents' detail, obviously. Her country of nationality is India, and she always had the same nationality. So yes, according to your own situation, you should select this answer. Continue. I'll give my father details now. His name is, say, assume John. Surname is S. And date of birth is 1st Jan 1970. And he is also an Indian. And he always had the same nationality as well. Continue. I have no family living in UK, but if you have a family who is living in UK, you can select yes. For me it is no. Save and continue. I am not traveling to UK as part of an organized group. If you are traveling to UK as part of an organized group, you can select yes. It could be a study group, a sport group, work group. Save and continue. Now this question is asking me, am I traveling to UK with any other person? And that person is not my partner, spouse or dependent. No, I am not traveling to UK with any other person. If you are traveling to UK with anyone who is not your partner, spouse or dependent, you should select yes. Continue. Now this is asking me about my accommodation in the UK. Since I have a layover of just 3 hours in UK, I will just be staying at the Heathrow Airport in London, and therefore I won't be booking any hotels. So I don't have any accommodation like any address where I will be staying in UK. Continue. If you have, you can select yes and give details. So now they're asking me, what is my accommodation plan in the UK? So I will mention over here that I'm applying for a direct airside visa because there are no direct flights from India to Cayman Island, and I will be transiting via UK. After writing this, you can continue. You should write according to your own situation, and this could be different subject to person to person. I've never been to UK in the past 10 years. If you have been, you can select yes. Continue. I have never been to any of these countries in the past 10 years. European Economic Area. If you want to find out which country is part of this, you need to click on this link. So no, I have never been to any of these countries. If you have been to any of these countries, for example, USA for 3 times in the last 10 years, you can select 2 to 5 times. Continue. I don't have a world travel history in the past 10 years. If you have traveled to UAE, for example, or Thailand, you can select yes, and you will need to provide details. But for me, I have not traveled. I'll select no. Continue. I have never been refused a visa, refused entry at the border, refused asylum, deported or something. So I'll select no. If you have ever been refused a visa for UK or for any other country, say US, you should select yes, but you will have to give details. You could give the reason why you were refused a visa, and it should be okay. Continue. I've never breached any immigration law, so I'll select no. You should read this carefully, and according to your own situation, you should select the answer. Continue. I have never had any conviction or penalties. No. No. Civil penalty, out of court penalty, awaiting trial. No. I've never had any of these. You should read, and according to your own situation, you should answer this question. Continue. You should click on war crimes. You should read what this is. And have you ever been involved in war crime against humanity? No. I've read. Continue. Click on all these links, read it. And have you ever been involved in terrorist activities? No. Given support to terrorism? No. Expressed views that justify or glorify terrorists? No. I have read. You should read these questions very carefully. Continue. Click on extremist organization, extremist views, these links, and read it. Have you been a member of given support to an organization which has been concerned with extremism? No. By any expressed any extremist views? No. I have read. Continue. Am I a person of good character? So this is asking undertaken paid or unpaid activity on behalf of a non-UK government which you know to be dangerous to the interest or national security of UK or allies. No, I've never been part of any of such things. Have I ever been engaged in any activity that might indicate that I'm a person of bad character? No. So again, I would urge you to read these questions very, very carefully, and according to your own situation, you should select the answer. Do I want them to make them aware of any of my character behavior? No, I don't have anything to make them aware of. Save and continue. Now this is asking me for my employment history. So have I ever worked in any of these? Armed force, government, intelligence service, security organization, media, judiciary? I have not worked, but if you have worked in any of these, you can select accordingly. Continue. Now this is a very important part where they're asking any additional information about your application. So I would suggest that you can give details about your applications here. This will make visa officer work much more easier. For example, let us assume that I'm going from India to Cayman Island for work purpose. So I can mention it over here like I am traveling to Cayman Island through UK for work related purpose. As for employment purpose, I will be attaching my, say for example, visa support letter from my employer. I can also mention that there are no direct flights to India to Cayman Island from India, and that is why I'm passing through UK, and that is why I'm applying for Direct Airside Transit Visa. So you can give all these details that will make it easier for visa officer to understand why you are traveling to UK. Continue. I did not write anything, but you can write. Uh, Now read these carefully. These are your details that we have filled. Again, this should be your own details, and you should read carefully and make sure that the information that you have provided is correct. Once you have carefully reviewed, you can click on continue. Now this is the part where they are asking you about the documents that you need to provide. Passport is your mandatory documents, but other than passport, you need to provide other documents also. For example, you need to provide, if you are going there for a work permit, you need to provide work permit. If you're going there for vacation, you need to give them the visa that you have, the visa to travel to that country. You should give your booking ticket. Again, confirmation will be your visa. You can give your visa, and you can give your ticket to that country. Also you can give your if you don't have a confirmed ticket, you can give your itinerary, and you can give your again outward journey from the UK, which will be again your ticket or itinerary, and this will be your bank statement, evidence of fund. So along with your bank statement, you can attach your investment proofs also if you have investments, and you can give your bank statement of multiple bank accounts also, I believe. So once you have selected all these, you can continue. You should read all these, confirm it, continue. You should read again, confirm that your applicant aged 18 or over. If your applicant is under 18, select this one. If you're a legal guardian or parent applying on behalf of your children below 18, select this one. Accept, continue, save and continue. And now you need to make payment. I won't be making payment, right, obviously, but I will be telling you few things. For example, after you make the payment, you need to apply, go to VFS Center for your biometrics. You can upload your documents on the VFS website. This will, after you are done with this, I believe it will give you a link to VFS website, and you can upload your documents on the VFS website. If you are not uploading your document on VFS website, that is also okay. I believe you can take your documents to Visa Application Center and you can submit it over there. So you have both these options. Other than that, VFS has a few facilities for you. It will ask you that do you want a standard visitor, a standard visa under standard process, visa under priority service, and visa under super priority service. So the difference is that if you select for standard process, your visa will take at least they will take at least UK VI will take at least 15 working days to take decision. If you go under priority service, it will take 5 days working days for them to take decision on your visa. And if you're taking super priority service, they'll take only 2 days to take decision. So this is all that I wanted to convey through this video. Thank you.